قال المؤلف رحمه الله, said the author, may Allah have mercy upon him. وَبَذْلُ الْمَالِ فِي مَعْصِيَةٍ, and spending money on a sin. الشرح, the explanation. أن من معاصي البدن التي هي من الكبائر بذل المال في معصية من معاصي الله تعالى, is that amongst the sins of the body, which is one of the major sins, is spending money on a sin, on any disobedience to God. Exalted is He. كبيرة كانت أو صغيرة, whether the sin were big or small, meaning spending money, as a rule, spending money on any sin is itself a major sin. Even if the sin itself is a small sin. ومن ذلك ما يبذل للمغنيات والمغنيين أجرة. And an example of that is what is spent on or paid to the singers, males and females, as a salary. Yes, you already know about this here. Subhanallah. I find it interesting. So, what is the religious judgment here? Religious judgment here is that uh, it's not a valid profession to sing. Okay. Does that mean it's not valid to sing? No. Does that mean it's not valid to give someone a prize or a gift for singing? No. But it does mean it's not valid for someone to make a contract to be paid to sing. Okay. So, uh, someone might say, why? How? Uh, and especially someone would say this if it's normal in a society, which in our days is normal. This is not something traditionally normal, if you didn't know, like in the past. Well, there's a phenomenon of our time, which is that you have like pop stars, rock stars, enormous singers, like people they drawing crowds of thousands and thousands. It's not something used to happen in the past. Back in the day, this Yani, this is not a new judgment. We're not saying this judgment because something that happened now. This already was a rule 1,000 years ago. But something happened now because of the time we live in, technology, etc., media. So it became people really taking big pay for something that the religion didn't validate as a profession. I have a memory. I don't know if I was even 6 years old or something, but I remember once I passed by someone on the street. I was with my mother, and this guy was playing an instrument, and he had like something for people to put money there. So I asked her, why are they giving him money? It doesn't make sense to me. Why are they giving him money? He's playing the instrument. What one thing has to do with the other thing? In my own mind, that's what it's the meaning of the question. So I don't remember what did she even say to me, but uh, this is why it actually makes sense for me. There's a rule here. There's a source here. Uh, and there's other things like this too, like playing games to to get a contract to go play games. It's not a valid profession. You can give someone a prize though, or acting too, which is lying, really. That's lying. Lying is haram. Subhanallah. And those people, they take a lot of money that can help poor people. And they invest so much money on those things, stadiums. They take tax money for that too. فإن أخذوا ذلك على وجه المشروطة والاتفاق السابق فلا يحل لهم. Sheikh says, if they take that money, that which is supposed to be a salary, in a conditional way, and by a previous agreement that they must be paid a certain amount of money, فلا يحل لهم, it will not be legal for them. ولا يملكونه, and they won't own it. فيكون أكل مال haram, and then the result would be consuming forbidden money. وإن أعطوا المال بغير مشروطة, but if they are given the money without a condition, ولا اتفاق سابق, and without any prior agreement, حل لهم الانتفاع بذلك المال, then legal for them would be benefiting from this money. وأما يعني you cannot put your money into anything you wish. For example, when we learned when we were learning the chapter of renting and hiring, amongst what is not valid is to hire, meaning to rent an apple to sniff it. To rent an apple to sniff it. So if you think one way, you say, I'll spend my money any way I please. That's what it is. But according to religious rules, you don't have the right actually to do anything you want to do with your own money. What does that prove? That proves that you are not really the owner of your own stuff, that rather God is the real owner of your stuff. And since he is the one who really owns your stuff, then he can tell you what you can do with your stuff and what you cannot do with your stuff. وَأَمَّا أَخْذُ الْأُجْرَةِ عَلَى تَعْلِيمِ الْقُرْآنِ. Now, as for taking a salary for teaching the Quran, وَنَحْوِهِ, and the likes of that, like hadiths, فَيَجُوز, this is permissible, not by consensus. The Hanafis said you cannot take a salary for teaching Quran or hadiths. This is Shafi'i ruling here. This is permissible. وَإِنِ اعْتُبِرَ أخذ الأجرة وسيلة يتقوى بها على الطاعة فله ثواب. And if taking this salary is regarded by the taker as a way to be able to fulfill the obligations and perform the worships, then one has a reward for the taking of this salary. Meaning, you have two people. Both of them will charge for teaching the Quran. One of them, though, what he wants to do is get money. And the other one, what he wants to do is teach the Quran, but for example, either he will teach the Quran and take money for it, or he'll go work to get money and he won't teach the Quran. So then he corrects his intention in this way, and he has reward for taking this out. وَكَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يُعَلِّمُ عِلْمَ الدِّينِ, and likewise the one who teaches the knowledge of the religion. Same thing. Has to be mindful of his intention here. Even if he doesn't make any mistakes when he teaches. If his intention is to get the money, that's his motivation, he won't have any reward. أما إن كان همه المال, here's Sheikh, he says it himself. أما إن كان همه المال بتعليمه, if though his motivation were the money by this education, فلا ثواب له, then he has no reward. وكذلك الذي يذهب للحج للتجارة, and likewise the one who embarks on the pilgrimage but for trade. It's like he's killing two birds with one stone, as they say. Now let me go to Hajj, I'll fulfill my religious obligation, and also while I'm there, I can make some money. There's going to be all kinds of people, I can take some merchandise with me. Great opportunity. إن كان قصده الأصلي التجارة, if his fundamental goal, yani if his true motivation is the trade, فلا ثواب له, then he has no reward. أما إن حركه لباب الثواب, as for though, if what motivated him to go was the reward of the worship, وكان قصده من التجارة الاستعانة بها, and his intention by the trade was to use it for his advantage, فله ثواب, then he has reward. And he can profit a lot too. Just all he needs to do is have the pure intention. The pure intention does not negate his ability to profit many, many, many times over. Start, please. Any question?